Attorney Ben Crump wants Kentucky's Attorney General to prove fairness in her case. Crump talked exclusively with our Steve Jefferson, not only about taking his concerns to the FBI, but also learning what exactly went to the grand jury. Hey, Steve.
Hey, tonight. Now, Attorney Ben Crump and Breonna Taylor's family were here at Jefferson Square when they actually called for the Attorney General to prove that what happened behind closed doors with the grand jury was fair and square. During a Friday morning news conference, Breonna Taylor family attorney Ben Crump made it clear Taylor's family deserves to know what went on behind closed doors with the grand jury.
Well, what we're asking is for the transcript to be released of the grand jury proceedings so we can see what evidence Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron presented to the grand jury.
Out of the 3 officers involved in the March shooting death of Breonna Taylor during a botched drug raid, the grand jury charged Officer Brett Hankinson with wanton endangerment of Taylor's neighbors. Crump is also concerned about court documents that also claimed drugs were mailed to Taylor's home, something Crump calls false and wants the FBI to look into.
Per the United States Postal Inspector, who said that that was not the case. And so they can investigate that for one and many other aspects. So right now, we're asking the FBI to make sure that they give Breonna a voice.
Although Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron insists grand jury proceeding details should not be made public, Crump and the Taylor family even have questions about the options of charges set before jurors.
If he didn't send certain charges to the grand jury, then that means they've never been considered for those charges. So we will see.
Protesters expected to return here to Jefferson Square. They're out marching right now. Crump and Breonna Taylor's families and her supporters vow this will be ground zero until they learn more about what happened behind the closed doors of the grand jury. Back to you in the studio.